This is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers, and this is the actual listing challenge, 90-day listing challenge, session 13. So for the past 12 weeks, we've been focused on creating our listings. We've been focused on being consistent. We've been focused on hitting our goal numbers for our listing challenge, whatever our starting number was and wherever we are today, whether we met our goal, whether we exceeded our goal, or whether even if we just got one listing up, it's one more listing that we didn't have up before. Now we will celebrate that success, but we really want to push ourselves to try to strive for what it is that we really wanted to achieve and what our end game is, our why. Why are we doing this in the first place? So stretching ourselves can be stressful and it can be exhausting and it can take a toll over time. And that's why we want to make sure that we're planning what we do. So I'm going to use an example myself. Today, I went out for a stress test for my heart because of, COVID is so much fun. And so from time to time, I have weirdness. And today they had me do a stress test and they warned me in advance, like, okay, we're going to get on this treadmill and it's going to incline and the speed is going to go up and it's going to incline and the speed is going to go up every 3 minutes. They warned me, they did everything they could to prepare me. And then they started the treadmill after they hooked me up to a bunch of stuff. And so as I was getting close to fatigue, they would remind me, okay, you only have X number of minutes left. And so in the back of my mind, I was going, you got to push through, Nicole, you got to push through. You got to get to this target number. You got to push through. Because even if I'm tired, even when I want to stop, even when I want to give up, like when I get on the other side of this target number, then I will have accomplished or given them the data that they need to help me to become a better Nicole. So I want you to think about when you get to that place where you're fatigued and you're tired and you're exhausted. And in the back of your mind, just know that I'm always cheering you on and I'm always praying for you, that you can't give up. There's a lot of things that are going to cause us to stop. And the goal is not to stop, start, but to hold steady until we reach the ultimate goal, whatever that ultimate goal is. Because it is through the journey. I mean, we're working for the reward. Trust me, all day long, we're all working for the reward. But it is through the journey that we actually get better, that we see some improvements, that we get the information that we need to get to where we're trying to go. And so for me, of course, staying on the treadmill and being reminded of my times, telling me to hang in there, keep going, you're doing great. Those were all ways to keep me engaged in what was going on. So I didn't just quit. Now, I'm kind of bullheaded, so there's probably a high probability I wasn't going to quit. And it's probably going to have to, I'd probably be that person that would just fall down on the treadmill and then I'd be all skinned up in the forehead. That would probably be me. But my point is, because I'm stubborn sometimes, but I want you to think about your business. And if this is ultimately what you want to do, and if you've been one of those people that have been plagued with stopping and starting, you have to find it within yourself, the willpower within yourself to keep going, to not quit, to stay focused, to be consistent. The one thing that produces income potential, or that will get you closer to the potential of having some income, is listing. Product research doesn't do that. Sourcing doesn't do that. If you don't list the stuff after if you don't acquire it and then list it, it doesn't do you any good. Listing is the one thing that has a direct impact on your business. This saying is one of my favorite sayings. It is, do something today that your future self will thank you for. It is not about putting up that listing and then getting a sale right then after you create the listing. That's not how this works. It is putting up the listing and continuing to put up the listing and putting up the next listing and putting up the next listing, because you know that with each listing becomes income potential. If you were to look at every single listing as this listing, even if you're only selling something for $15, if you would psych yourself out and say, you know what, this listing is worth $1,000. This listing is worth $1,000. This listing is worth $1,000. So you put up 10 listings in one day, you put up $10,000 that's going to come back to you or potentially come back to you because it's the potential for income. It's the potential for profit. But if you don't do the work, then that potential is gone, completely gone. So you need to do something every single day when you wake up. In addition to whatever your current morning routine, if it's prayer, meditation, stretching, going for a run, the next immediate thing you need to do is to do something your future self will thank you for. Your future business will thank you for. Create a listing. When you're tired and you want to sit down, create a listing. When you want to give up on your e-commerce business, create a listing. When you get those IP claims or the request from Amazon, or you got some crazy stuff going on, create a listing. It's persevering through that you ultimately get to that place where you find those sweet products that make you the big money, and then you become a 6, 7, and 8-figure earner. But if you don't persevere through, and I promise you, there are stories of people, of course, that are at the 7 and 8-figure number, but they didn't get there overnight. Regardless of what the crap is that you watch on YouTube, these people didn't get there overnight. It was through analysis and research and creating that next listing and doing some more research and analysis and acquiring the next product and then listing it. None of it matters unless you list it. Nothing matters unless you create the listing. Nothing. So whenever you're at that place, you're getting stuck in scrolling through your phone, you're binge watching something on Netflix, you're doing something you know is not going to contribute positively to your business, watching the news, Lord have mercy. Okay? You need to ask yourself, how is this helping me make money? How is this helping me grow my business? If it is not helping you make money and it is not helping you grow your business during your scheduled work hours, you need to stop doing it. You need to stop doing it. It's something we're going to stop doing. Or you need to scale back significantly. You know, when people are on that weight loss journey and they hit that plateau, it is on the other side of the plateau that change happens. When people are training for a marathon, again, they get to a place and it's on the other side of that place where change happens. Right now, you took the listing challenge and you're at this place. It's on the other side of this place where change happens. But it only happens if you remember every single day when you get up to do something your future self will thank you for. Do something your future self will thank you for. Do something your future business will thank you for. You've got to do that. So if this business is for you, if you are tired of your job, if you're frustrated, maybe you were laid off. There's a bunch of people that were laid off. Do something that your future business will thank you for. Create a listing. It is income potential. And if you think of every listing as $10,000, because again, you could find that one product that becomes your replenishable. You could find that one product that becomes your consumable. And then it really could be $10,000. But it only happens if you create the listing. You got to put it out in the universe and let the universe respond back to you. You got to put it out there so the universe can respond back to you. The universe can't respond if you're not putting it out there. Somebody else will get the response because they put it out there because you didn't. So I just want to encourage you every day when you get distracted, every day when you're tired, every day when you're fatigued, every day when whatever, because it's on the other side of where you are right now that change happens. And something amazing is going to happen in your business. If you remember to get up, Do the normal thing that you do, whatever that happens to be, prayer, meditation, go for a jog, and then create a listing. Even if it's one listing before you go to work, create a listing. That's where you're going to find the gold. It may take you 100 listings to find that one. It may take you 1,000 listings to find that one, or those two, or those three that are going to be your baseline for your income. That's going to change everything for you. And you're going to go from being a 4-figure or 5-figure seller to a 6-figure or 7-figure or 8-figure seller. So I want you to remember that. So my final tips, and we're going to go look at some tools here in a second, is one, you need to build a schedule. I cannot preach this enough. The only way that you're going to have any level of consistency in your schedule, in your life, in your running of your business, is that you actually build a schedule that says, this is when I work my business. I work my business from this time to this time. These are the things I'm going to be doing in my business. And make sure you include the 5 things that you need to do. The top 5 things. Number 1, of course, is creating listings. But of course, before you create the listing, you got to do a little bit of product research. You got to source the product. Make sure you have it in hand. Or if you don't have it in hand, if depending on your e-commerce method, maybe you're doing print on demand, maybe you're doing drop shipping, but you still got to do a little product research. If you're doing drop shipping, you got to do it. If you're doing print on demand, you got to do it. And if you're doing physical products, you still got to do it. So a little bit of product research. See what this product is going for, see what it's selling for, see if it's popular, see if it's in demand, see how much of it you can get, see what you can negotiate from whoever you're going to get it from. Do some sourcing, get the product, do things to make sure you have enough cash flow to get the product. Create the listing, create the listing, create the listing, create the listing. You got to create the listing. Okay. Those are the first 3. Next is to ship the item to your customer whenever you get that sale. Whenever you get that sale, somehow it has to get to the customer. Whether you ship it, whether you're using a fulfillment center to do it, or you're using some other prep center to do it, the product has to get to the customer. And then last but not least, make sure you're doing some level of customer monitoring. It could be so many different things, whether it's customer feedback, customer reviews, responding to customer inquiries. That one is going to take the smallest amount of time, but those are your top 5, because responding to a customer could potentially generate a sale, and responding to a customer could potentially prevent you from having a refund. So, customers will ask you, what's the dimension on the cuff of the arm of a shirt, and you'll measure it and respond back, and ding, you got a potential sale because you responded. So responding to your customers matters. Sourcing, product research matters, because you definitely want to find the right products. You want to find the ones that are in demand. You want to find it for the right price. You want to find all of that. Yes, all that matters. And sourcing, finding it for the right price, making sure you get the right quantity, testing it out in the market, ordering some more when it runs out. Yeah. Because again, one product could be worth $10,000. One product could be worth $100,000. Listing the product is the number 1 thing that you can do for your business to grow your business. Number 1, you got to get better at listing over time, but listing a product is the number 1 thing you can do. Shipping the product or making sure the product gets it to the customer some kind of way helps you to retain that income. So it's an income retaining activity. Creating the listing is an income producing activity, and could also be defined as an income generating activity. Customer service could be an income generating activity. So make sure you're doing the top 5. You have time blocks for those top 5 when you build that schedule. Number 2 is to track your progress. You can't grow if you don't know what you're doing. I mean, when you are trying to get your finances in order and you're working with an accountant or somebody that's helping you with budgeting, then you have to know where you're starting from to track whether or not you're making progress. If you're signing up for any of those programs to, fix your credit score, you got to know where you started from, and then you got to engage in certain activities, and then you can go back and check your credit score, and you'll know credit score, and you'll know where you stand. You have to track what you do. Anytime you're wanting to improve something or fix something, you got to track the progress. When you go to school, if you're going to be a nurse or a doctor, or you're going to be an auto mechanic, like you got to get through X number of classes. And so each one of those classes that you pass, you're tracking your progress till you get to those final numbers or that final number of credits that you got to have to get that degree or certification. Everything in life, whether we pay attention to it or not, has some level of tracking in it, has some level of progress monitoring in it. Weight loss, preparing for a marathon, building a house, there's progress throughout all of those activities. We may not be paying attention to it. Even if you're working with your church and you're preparing for your women's conference, and let's say you're on the team to prepare for the women's conference, they got a checklist. They're going through and checking stuff off. They know what they're doing. They're tracking the progress of where they are in that project. Almost everything in life has some level of tracking. You just may not be doing it directly. So track your progress. Know how many listings you're creating every single day, every week, every month, and then start comparing that to the sales. The more you're consistent in the listings, the more you're going to see progress in your sales. That's a fact. And the more you're consistent in your listings, the better you're going to get at creating listings over time. And the faster you're going to get at creating listings over time. Those two things are absolutely 100% true. But you have to have consistency to even experience that. The next is to get organized. Getting organized is going to help you to know what your inventory is, where it is, and so you can find it and pull it when you get a sale. If you're shipping it yourself, if you're not shipping it yourself, again, getting organized is going to help you to know which products are your big money makers. You maybe have 1,000 listings and only 25 of them are your money makers. But again, if you're organized, you'll be able to know that. So you got to get organized. Be consistent, be consistent, be consistent. Just list. You got to list. That's how you're going to gain the skills. That's how you're going to get the experience. The first time someone decides they're going to sign up for a marathon and that they go out and run, there's no way in heaven that they're going to be able to run the 27 or point whatever number, I forget what it is. It's 27.3. I can't remember. Anyway, whatever it is, 26.3, something like that. There's no way they're going to be able to run those miles in that first day. First of all, you haven't trained. You definitely didn't stretch. You might not even be hydrated. You're not going to be, your body's not prepared for that run, but it is consistency over time. Practicing, that at some point you're actually able to run that marathon. You probably thought it wasn't possible, but it was through the consistency, consistent practice, consistently getting out there. Today, I ran a quarter of a mile. Then the next day, I still ran a quarter of a mile, but I wasn't as winded. And then the next day, you're just going to keep doing it, be consistent, build a schedule so that you can reach your ultimate goal and be able to run that marathon. Stay focused. When you get distracted, when you find yourself playing on your phone, hanging out on the phone with friends for extended periods of time, you're like, okay, this is my work time and I should not have answered the phone. I love you though. I gotta go. I love you though. I gotta go. Or just don't answer the phone. Let all your family and friends know during this window, I cannot answer the phone. I am not available. If you call me during this window, I'm not going to answer the phone. I'm not going to respond to you on Facebook. Don't text me. Unless somebody is dying, I'm not answering the phone. And there's no way for me to know that if they're dying, because this is my window in which I work. So stay focused. Whenever you're doing something that you think is not, well, first of all, you have to increase your awareness. So once you increase your awareness, because some people just do stuff and they don't even realize, and they're like, oh, where'd the day go? Once you've increased your awareness and you find yourself doing things that are not going to generate you income, they are not an income producing activity, income generating activity, or income retaining activity pertaining to your business, and is during your set designated work hours, I'm going to have to tell you to please stop doing that thing. You have to stay focused. You have to get some self-discipline and some self-control so that you can stop doing that thing. If you say you're going to work from 6 to 7 or 7 to 8 or whatever the number is, then work. Don't do other stuff. Don't let other stuff bleed into that time. Don't schedule appointments. Don't take phone calls. Don't respond to emails. Stay focused. Stay in the game. And the last one is to use tools. Now, I only say to use tools when you're into profit. When you are profitable, when you're getting sales and you have the cash flow to be able to do it, then I think there are tools out there in the universe that can help you. And we're going to talk about some of those tools pertaining to listing. We're going to talk about some of those tools, okay? But if you are not into profit, you're going to have to do the manual old school for right now. And people don't like that. I don't want to do the manuals. I understand. It's going to be okay. But for right now, that is what we're doing until we are profitable, until we get that consistency. So I want to encourage you to definitely follow these 5. Of course, there's text under each one of them because, you know, number 1, you got to make sure you're including the 5 main blocks. Now, there's some other blocks. There's there's 8 blocks, but the 5 main that I mentioned. The other 3 matter. They do a lot, but we're going to focus on the 5 so we can get some level of consistency. So let's talk about some tools, shall we? My computer is going to respond. Yes, it's going to finally respond. Yeah, maybe. No. There it goes. All right. So one of the tools that I like, I've used several different tools. So I'm just going to, let's just talk about some of the tools. There's a bunch of different tools to help you with listing. So tools like List Perfectly. Now, I've mentioned before, I have a List Perfectly account. There's a bunch of different listing tools that are out there in the universe. So there's Listing Mirror, there's One Shop, best cross-listing apps of 2021. It probably should be updated. Let's find something newer. Dun, dun, dun. Let me just find something newer. I didn't have this pulled up first. I had other stuff pulled up. All right. Best cross-listing apps for online sellers. All right, so they've got a 2022 one. We'll go with that. Vendoo is a cross-listing app. It allows you to create listings and to cross-list onto other platforms, okay? So Vendoo is a tool that's very similar to List Perfectly, I will tell you that. And so it can help you to list and get your listings shared onto other plans a little faster, okay? You have List Perfectly is another tool. I actually have a List Perfectly account. I will tell you, List Perfectly is one of the more expensive ones, but they also have a bunch of platforms. There's a bunch of cool things that it will do for you. One Shop is another tool, okay? And you can use that to help you to create listings. And they are, I think they have 4 platforms. I got to go back and look, but One Shop is one of them. I've not used Sale Kit, Resale Kit. And then you got Seller Insight and Prime Lister. So listing tools like Listing Mirror. And let me do a filter and say within the last year. And we'll send you the list, okay? So best marketplace optimization tools, best e-commerce listing tools. Okay. So let's see if we have, I know there's eCom Dash. Hold on, there's a second. Okay, I've never used Octavia, never used that. Said Commerce does have a listing tool within them, and they are used more on Shopify for sure. Channel Advisor is another tool. eCom Dash, they will help you with creating listings, taking the listings down, cross-listing on other platforms. Expandedly, I have not used them. I've heard of them. Geek Seller, I've definitely heard of Geek Seller, not used them. I would tell you that. Definitely a Walmart. They have Walmart features, one of the first ones. Go Data Feed is another tool. Now, what is an Ink Frog? Just see. Oh, Listing Mirror is there. Okay. Linworks. I don't know how to say this one. This K Azu, something like that. I've never used that one. Listing Mirror I have used. I do recommend it. More Commerce and Order Hive. Never heard of that. Sellbrite. I'm sure some of you have actually heard of Sellbrite. They will help you with listings, help you with the inventory management. Seller Active, Seller Cloud, Sellware, Scubana, Solid Commerce. QuickBooks does not help you with creating listings at all. Not that I'm aware of. Zentel, I'm gonna have to go look at QuickBooks. So Zentel definitely will help you with creating listings. Now, what's the difference between what we have over here with like Vendoo and List Perfectly and all of these other these tools compared to some of the tools that are over here? So Listing Mirror, let me just tell you the difference. These are all tools to help you when you're at that place where your volume warrants you to move to a listing tool to help you to get more listings up. So the difference is that there's integrations that it has. And this tool is designed to not only help you create listings, it will take the listings down. It will put them on multiple. So it's more of a multi-channel and omni-channel tool. So it will put it on other platforms and bring it down for you. It will also integrate with some of your shipping providers and shipping tools. So there are people that I know use Listing Mirror or eCom Dash, and they have a fulfillment center. They will put the listing up. So if I am a customer of this fulfillment center A, I am a customer of them. Okay. They may tell me you need you to set up a ShipStation account and I need you to set up an eCom Dash account. We are going to access your Amazon account through eCom Dash because I used to have eCom Dash. I moved to Listing Mirror. So we're going to access your Amazon account through eCom Dash and we're going to fulfill your orders through ShipStation, meaning, you'll be charged through your ShipStation account. So we're just holding your inventory. So that's a practice. They will use your software tool to be able to access your Amazon account, to be able to create listings, to take down listings, to cross-share your listings from Amazon over to Walmart and from Walmart to Amazon and Shopify and wherever else you want to put it. And the great thing is that if you have a quantity of 10, whenever you get a sell, and the quantity goes down to 9 or 8 or 7 or 6, they will literally update the quantity everywhere. So when you're quantity 0, you don't have to worry about getting yourself into trouble when an item is listed on multiple platforms. Okay. So they are not always 100% sharing onto social media so that you can get more traction. And they are not always 100% sharing onto the mobile apps. So that's the difference. These tools are for the bigger sellers or the ones that have more volume. And the cost of these tools is more expensive than List Perfectly and some of the other tools. Okay. So I'm just going to make you aware that the cost of these tools is more expensive because they do more. These tools do more than tools like List Perfectly and Vendoo and all that other stuff. So when you go over to List Perfectly, it's a listing tool. List Perfectly will share your listings onto other platforms. List Perfectly will allow you to put the listing into your listing catalog and then push it out to the other platforms, which is totally awesome. And then when you get a sell, it is up to you to take additional action. So that's one of the differences. It will also share your listings onto social media. And you can also, on each one of the platforms, like Amazon, eBay, Etsy, like there's links, there's a button to push it over to Facebook and all that other stuff. So you can do it that way as well. But they will get you more exposure. So if you're looking for more traction and you're not, a 7-figure or 8-figure seller, then a tool like List Perfectly is helpful. You do have to be mindful of the fact that when you get sales, and if you've only got a limited quantity, you got to take that listing down everywhere else. So you got to make sure you update it in your List Perfectly catalog so you can bring it down, update the quantity everywhere. Versus, so you have to take action. Versus with Listing Mirror, it's automated. They do that. They keep everything in sync. And again, they're working on some of the bigger platforms. You'll notice that Amazon is not here on List Perfectly, neither is Walmart. And when you look at Vendoo and you look at One Shop and you look at some of these other tools, you will notice that Amazon is not there. And you will notice that Walmart is not there. So if you're an Amazon or Walmart seller and you want to cross-list your items, you definitely want to get a tool like Listing Mirror or Sellbrite or eCom Dash. I could go on and on, so that way you can sell your products on multiple platforms. Just a heads up on that. And then one additional tip is that if you do have List Perfectly, make sure if you're listing on eBay, using List Perfectly to list on eBay, make sure you are going in and that you set up your Bonanza integration with eBay, because eBay has an integration that already exists with Bonanza, and Bonanza can push your listings out to Google Shopping, giving you another opportunity to get more eyeballs on your listings. So again, consistency helps, more exposure helps, but again, only do this when you're into profit. Okay. Decide which one makes sense for you based on your volume and how much you're willing to pay per month. List Perfectly, you're going to start at, $69 or less than that, 29 or something like that. Whereas Listing Mirror and some of these other tools, you're definitely going to start off somewhere in the hundreds, and they're going to go up from there. Okay. So just don't be surprised by the pricing, because it's based on volumes and transactions, and it's different. It's a different structure. Okay. So in any case, I want you to know about those tools first. The other thing is I want you to know about some AI tools. So we haven't talked about AI during the listing challenge at all. We are going to talk about AI in the print on demand challenge for sure. But I'm just going to scratch the surface on what AI can do for you. If you're one of those people that struggles with, going out and looking at a listing from a competitor and trying to figure out what are the title and what's the title and the words that I could use. Now, I will tell you, eBay's title builder is really good. All of the platforms, almost all of them, not all of them, almost all the platforms have some form of, validating the listing, like giving you a grading score, telling you whether or not the listing is a quality listing or not, or their tool will help you to build a better listing. I agree. Their tool, a lot of the tools on the different platforms, the delivered platform tools will help you to build better listings. You can also use external tools. Now, one of the tools that I love to go to all the time is I love to go over to AppSumo and find some deals all day long. I love finding deals from AppSumo. Okay. So they do have a couple of tools to help you to create listings. AI, create listings, create product listings. Okay. So yes, I do have an AppSumo account. I've used AppSumo a lot, and I have done a lot with them. So I want to create product listings, and right now they have two tools. Oh, it's not coming up now. Hold on. Just do this. I'm just going to type in Amazon. I didn't want to do that, but so they have some tools that will help you with your e-commerce business. Now, some of these tools are strong competitors to some extent, with tools like Helium 10 and Jungle Scout and OA X-Ray and Tactical Arbitrage. Now, they won't 100% do everything, but they will give you some information. So they do have some features that you can use. So this one is AMZ Monitor, and they will allow you to pay $39 a year, not a month, for the first year. Okay, so there's only a 1 year thing. Whereas this first one is Seller Matrix up here, and you can look at Amazon PPC. If you're not running Amazon PPC, you don't care about that. And that's pay-per-click. If you're not paying for ads on Amazon, this is irrelevant to you and it doesn't do you any good. But if you're running Amazon ads, or you get to that place where you start running them, Finding a lifetime deal to be able to go look at your seller metrics is helpful. I'm just going to say that. Whereas this monitor tool has a lot of the features that are mentioned inside of some of the other tools like Helium 10 and Jungle Scout and OA X-ray and Tactical Arbitrage. They will go through and they will do some research on products and titles. They will go out there and tell you which products potentially have some profit. So they'll do some product monitoring. You can flag certain words and blah, blah, blah. So this is $39 for the first year. I have no idea what they're going to charge the second year, third year, or whatever, but it's going to give you, it gives you product listings and things like that. So I've not tested this tool. I'm interested in it and I may grab it today just because I want to see what happens. Then there's another Amazon tool, which I'm not, that's Amazon Image. It's another AMZ tool and I'm not going to find it only because I'm looking for it. Let me do AMZ and that's AMZ Image, AMZ Monitor, AMZ Chart. So AMZ Chart, this one is $99 and it's a lifetime deal. So this one will help you with product research to uncover winning products, bestseller ranks and everything. So my philosophy is if it will sell on Amazon, it will sell everywhere. You can do product exports up to 100 a day, product keyword research, 100, hacker alerts, products, hijacker, not hacker, hijacker alerts, somebody hijacking the listing, product tracking, if there's certain products that you want to track to see what the progress is on it, product refresh. So again, this is a tool that you could potentially use, and it has some of the features that you can find inside of some of the other tools. It doesn't have all the features, but for $99 for a lifetime, I can guarantee you if this product takes off, they're going to add more features. And because you have a lifetime deal, you're going to get all the new features. And I love it when I get the new features automatically. Let me just tell you, I have a bunch of lifetime deals for stuff. And every time they add new features, I'm like, oh gosh, and I go out and tell my team, we got some new features. Like we have an account for socialmonials and they just added an AI writer in there about 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, okay, team, go out there and use that so we can create social media posts. I'm like, I love when they add new stuff. So this may be one that you're interested in, AMZ chart. I'm probably going to buy this one for sure. And I'll probably test the other one just because I'm looking for better ways to find, more ways to find products for our customers who buy our leads list. And so if I'm able to pull 100 products a day, like, yeah, export 100 products a day. Yeah, I'm going to do that for sure all day long for $99. Okay. So the next tool is ChatGPT. This is ChatGPT if you've never used it. The thing about ChatGPT is that you have to be able to use prompts. Now, as you can see, we got a whole bunch of prompts here. My team has been using this like crazy. We got eCom sellers assistants. So we've got all kinds of stuff, book product ideas, because we've been doing a lot of searches. But my point is print on demand. It's given us things that we've been searching for or been asking it for prompts. So the thing when it says a prompt, that means that you want to tell it, hey, create a, you can say, act as an Amazon seller, create a product list and create a product title for a blah, blah, blah. And I can say for disinfecting wipes, and they will give me a title for disinfecting wipes. Okay, act as an Amazon seller and create a description for disinfecting wipes that, for scented disinfecting wipes, for different scents, like vanilla or something like that. Not that I want that. I'm just saying, I'm just making up stuff on the fly. But the point is you have to type it into the prompt and hit enter, and it will actually generate a bunch of stuff for you. You can use that if you're struggling with creating listings. So when you first start creating listings, sometimes it's hard to get those keywords in there and the titles and the descriptions. There's a prediction out here in the e-commerce space. If you haven't been paying attention, I'm just going to tell you that they believe that within the next 3 to 5 years, that 100% of the listings that we find on all the marketplaces will be AI written. So I just want to encourage you, ChatGPT is free. You can go create an OpenAI account and start playing with the tool and learning how to create titles and descriptions. Because again, it's going to give the words that will help people to be interested in your product. And you can ask it for the keywords. What are the keywords for disinfecting wipes? What are the keywords for blah, 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 and then what are the tags I should be using to create this blah, blah, blah. So if you're selling on different platforms, let's say you're selling on Etsy and you're doing print on demand, or you're selling on Google Shopping, wherever you're selling, as your store continues to grow, your business continues to grow, start thinking about AI tools. So one of the tools that I did buy was Right Cream. I bought Niches and I bought Right Sonic. These are all tools that came from AppSumo. And so with Right Sonic, this is Right Cream, sorry. They have in here e-commerce product descriptions. So again, it will help you to create a product description, especially if you're creating something brand new. And let's say some of your listings are for bundles. Okay. So if you're struggling with the words and the title, the description, you can use your AI tools. And I've had this Right Cream, like I've had this account for 2 years. I bought this lifetime deal 2 years ago. I bought Niches 2 years ago. I bought Right Sonic 2 years ago. And now it has all of the same features as some of the high-end AI writers like Jasper. So I love it because I can do a bunch of stuff. So I can use it to write my product listings. I can also use it to help write blogs. I can use it to help write our Facebook posts. I can use it to help write content for my customers. I can use it to help write titles for my YouTube channel. So you saw that one was that we saw the one e-commerce product descriptions, and I know there's another one for e-commerce titles, but anyway, but this is under the category of all. Okay, so you can use AI tools, get a lifetime deal. I don't know, these lifetime deals are gone from AppSumo, but there's always new ones that are coming out. The next one is my absolute favorite, and it is Niches. Niches is just the bomb diggity. It was out there before anybody else started jumping into it, including Jasper. Jasper used to be Jarvis AI or something like that, but Niches was out here first. And the great thing about Niches is they do everything. I'm talking blog posts, book ideas, book titles. If you want to update your website for your company bio, it will do the writing for that. It will write a course for you. It will write crossword puzzle hints for you. If you want to do a print on demand book, it will write, oh my God, it will do your dating profile. Okay. It will write emails for you, oodles and oodles and oodles of emails. It will do your Facebook post. It will do your Facebook ads. It will write everything that you can think of. Job descriptions, job objectives, job skills. And it will write your e-commerce titles and listings, podcast names. I absolutely love Niches. Again, all of these AI tools are only as good as the information that's fed to it. And, you always have to tweak some stuff. But if you're doing e-commerce, you can use tools like this to help you to write your titles and your description. So Niches is one of them. And then the last one is Right Sonic. Again, another one of these tools that I've had for a very long time. And then, when they started talking about OpenAI, I'm like, I've been using AI for a while, but I hadn't really talked about it and, done anything major with it. So the one thing about Right Sonic is probably the closest to Jarvis, if you've ever heard of it. If you go to e-commerce, you have over here, you have product descriptions, sponsored ad headlines, Amazon product descriptions, product features, and you have titles. So this is they've already got it separated by e-commerce, and I can see these things. So I just want to encourage you, when you get to a place where you are profitable because you've been consistent, because you got to be consistent first, definitely look into tools to help you to scale your business, to simplify some of your operations, or to use it to give to your VAs. What I do is my VAs, the way that they access my accounts is they create my listings in List Perfectly, the List Perfectly catalog, and they push it out. If they are struggling with titles and descriptions, because my team is in India, so if they're struggling with titles and descriptions, they just use the Right Sonic to help create the titles and descriptions for any listings, and they put that into List Perfectly and they push it out to the platforms. That's how I run my business. So that's another way to allow you to be able to use international resources, which are less expensive when you're either working a full-time job, or you're a full-time mom, or you're whatever you've got going on and you can't balance it all. You can use other resources to help you. But the only way you're going to know what you really, 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 really need is that you got to do the work yourself first. I did the work myself first. I don't know how many of you guys have been following me, how long you've been following me, but in 2014, I was always recording some kind of video from my car. I would have my laptop while my son was in speech or ABA or OT, occupational therapy, and I would be creating listings in my car. I would be doing product research in my car while they were in speech, while they were in whatever, because you have to know what it takes to run the business before you can outsource it to somebody else. Okay? You got to know what it is that you need. What is the low-hanging fruit that's going to save you a bunch of time? And so I was able to figure out these things. If I got somebody else to do this, I could focus on this. And you give them the low-hanging fruit activities and you set the expectation because you've already done the work. There's nothing like outsourcing something to somebody and you've never done the work. So when it takes them 5 days to do something that it really should take them 1 hour to do, you're overpaying the person. But you wouldn't know that if you've never done the job. So I go back to what I was saying originally, is you got to get organized. You got to build a schedule. You got to be consistent. You got to stay focused. And then when you get to that place where you can use tools and hire resources to help you, then do that. But that's when you're into growth. That's when you're on the other side of this 90-day challenge. That's when you've implemented the consistency that we've been talking about this whole time. So I hope this class has been a blessing to you. I hope that you use the information that I've shared with you on all the platforms and all the tips that I've given you. And I hope that you do look into some tools, and we will send out the list of tools that we use inside of my personal business so that you'll have the opportunity to use them in your business when you're in the right place and at the right time. So with that, I have unmuted everybody. I want to know who got close to meeting their goal, who did not meet their goal, who is going to finish out this challenge regardless of where they are in their goal. Let's talk about it.
This is Kathy. I got close to meeting my goal. I'm short 10.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Go ahead. You're short what?
I'm short by 10.
Woo, girl, go. Yay.
But I will continue the challenge.
All right.
Whoa, Kathy,
Yes.
I'm so super
Yes.
proud of you. I
Thank
love you,
you.
girl.
I'm so excited for you.
Yes, it has
Was
been
this
quite
class helpful?
Yes, yes. And I need to absorb all these tools, just so that will inspire me to work harder and more. So then I can add all that stuff to enhance my business.
Yeah, absolutely. I am so excited for you and I'm so proud of you, and I celebrate with you that we made it to the finish line and you were
Yes.
a couple inches short, but you still are there. You're right there though.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Robin, I think you were getting ready to say something, maybe.
How you know? I'm excited about all the tools that I'm eventually going to get to. I am at 217, so I'm a little short.
That's okay.
Goal was 250, but I told myself I would be happy if I made 200. So I'm like in between, so I'm kind of happy, but I'm still going to try to push out to 250. But I was my inner goal was 200. My bigger goal was 250. That makes sense.
Just keep pushing. I'm excited for you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So you started the print on demand class already?
We did start the print on demand class. We're about to start session 5. You can still join us. We've gone sessions 1 through 4, and I think we're about to start session 5.
I missed it. I forgot. You
Yeah.
said I'm gonna do the print on demand next time you did it, because that's the next phase I want to move into.
Well, you're more than welcome to jump in. You can always go back and listen to the recordings and catch up with the class, or just have it so you'll have it as a reference when you're ready to jump in. We're going to be covering AI in depth in session 11.
Okay. Oh, well, maybe I'll jump in. Okay.
There you go.
That's what I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna make sure I get to my 250, and I'm still gonna jump in.
All
I'm
right.
excited, y'all. This was so good for me.
I'm glad. So you guys, did you get value out of this class, Ms. Robin?
More than I ever expected. But yes, I got a lot of value.
I appreciate that.
And I like how you encourage us, even if we don't make our goals, but we're moving forward. You that is such a rare thing when you do challenges. I've been in other things and they're like, well, you're supposed to get 10 this week. Why didn't you get 10 this week? You know, you don't do that. So I was like, oh yeah, this is so much better than some of the other, not for just this, but in different things. I've been in courses and they're like yelling at you because you didn't make the 10, but you're like, okay, but you got 5 up this week. That's all right. You got 5 more than you had last week. I was like,
Girl,
yes.
I'm happy if we start a challenge and we started with 0 and we still got 0, I'd be like, okay, you probably should not have taken this class. But if we started at 0 and we made it to 10 or 15 or 20, we took the first steps. So
Right.
we're still in the stage of opportunity because we actually did take action. We may not have taken it at the same speed as everybody, but we did take action.
Yeah, that's what I like a lot about your classes. You'd be surprised. People don't do that on a regular basis.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, they should. Grace and mercy is required for almost everything.
Thank you. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. Grace and mercy.
I mean, yes, I understand when people want to push me like they did today on the treadmill. They pushed me. And I understand that because we're trying to reach a goal, because I had to keep thinking in the back of my mind, if I finish this, the doctor will have the info that he needs. If I don't finish this, they will not have the info. So push through, girlfriend. Push through, push through.
Right.
You at the hospital, if you have a heart attack, they got you.
Right. You in the right place. You in the right place, right?
Yep. So push through. Just keep pushing.
I felt like that when I was taking a stress test. They were doing a stress test for me.
Today. Yeah, I did stress test today.
And I did not want to finish the test. And then just like you said, something popped in my mind, but something happened, you're already here. And I was like, okay.
You're in the right place.
It was like, my mind was like, you're already in the right place. When something happens, you're already here. So keep going.
Yeah, it's a heart hospital. That's what they specialize in, the heart. So
yeah, I get that, but you know what I'm saying.
Yes, I do.
But that's great. So, I'm so glad. Yay. I'm so glad people are meeting their goals and pushing forward. Yay.
Well, I celebrate with everybody, whether you're on here today or not, like wherever you are. We're not going to beat ourselves up. We are going to celebrate, but we're going to do what we can to work on our self-discipline, self-control, focus, and concentration so we can ultimately get to the other side of this. It's always on the other side of this. It's always. So it's the next thing. So I'm excited for you. I didn't know if Amy wanted to say anything before we get ready to wrap up, because I got another class.
Well, I didn't reach my goal, but I had made a bunch of money and I had a bunch of health stuff. Probably most of y'all don't know. I had emergency kidney stone removal surgery on Friday, and been in and out of the emergency room. But I feel like, part of me wants to beat myself up, but part of me feels like I've accomplished a lot, and this has really helped me in a lot of ways to move forward, and just having the camaraderie here and hearing you guys and all the ideas and all the wonderful information you share. And I feel like I'm moving in the right direction, although I didn't get anywhere near my goal.
It's okay though. But here's the deal.
You know where I'm at. And like a week ago, I was up, my sales were up, right now they're up about 1,500% over the 30 days last year. But a week ago, they were up almost 6,000% over last year for that 30 days. So
You actually exceeded the challenge then, because you actually beat your numbers from last year. That was your goal, and you did that.
yeah, I totally did that. Like, I mean, 6,000% for one period. So,
Yeah.
and before I was at 3,000%. So, okay, well, I still want to get these listings get going though.
Keep
So,
going, because we all are working towards Q4. So let's continue working so we can have the momentum and the consistency and the habits and the disciplines in place to be
right,
able to be successful this Q4. So we're going to use
right.
this window to build the skills we need and the consistency and habits we need to have an amazing Q4.
Is this our last class? Is this
Congratulations.
our last class?
Huh? Yes, this is our last class.
Are we going to do another one?
We will do another listing challenge, but it will probably be in the fall when we're getting.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So we'll do another one.
Oh,
And because you've already joined this one, you can just join that one for free.
oh, wow. Okay. I love it. I love it. I love all of you. All of you. And
I love you.
I'm praying for all your
Congratulations.
I'm
That's
praying for all
awesome.
your success. I'm praying for all of y'all. And y'all are in my daily prayers, and I'm lifting y'all up, and I'm so happy for all of you.
There you
And I'm
go. All right. So I am excited. We're going to wrap this up because I got to go teach another class, but I hope that you use this. Please don't hesitate to tell other people about the class, or at least tell them about anything that eCom Sellers is doing. And if you share a testimonial, we'll be happy to receive it. If you don't want to share one, that's okay too. And that's all right. I just want you to win. I just want you to be successful. I want you to hit your goals and your targets. So I will continue to cheer you on in the background, and we'll get the email out that summarizes all the tools that I've talked about and all of the things that I recommend that you just take a deeper look at when you're in a place to be able to acquire those tools.
Y'all come to the Sunday night Bible study, entrepreneur Bible study that we have. It's great. Y'all should come. Nicole runs it. It's amazing. So come visit us at the Sunday night Bible study.
Yes, we do have a Sunday night Bible study.
It rocks.
Yes, it does. All right. Well, you all have an amazing one. And all of you who are listening to the replay, you also have an amazing one. And anytime that you want to talk to me about your business, no matter what it is, you can schedule a free 20-minute coaching session at any time you want to. Let's talk about your business. Let's talk about where you are. Let's talk about your goals for the rest of the year, because we're still in Q2. We're going to be hitting Q3 in a couple of months. So let's talk about whatever it is you want to talk about, and let's work together to get you where you want to be. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye for now.